Alright, and we are live. How are you guys doing? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder and creator of Bitcoin's Post Club system, where we are helping people become crypto millionaires. And this is Today in Crypto Show. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are covering the latest and greatest news that are happening in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space. Of course, there is not possible to cover everything that is out there, but we are going to go over some major news and major updates in the market. So overall, I've never been as excited as I am today about the markets and about the future. We have a flurry, an avalanche of positive news about Bitcoin crypto space that we are most likely seeing the beginning of the next bull run right now, as Bitcoin has risen by about $600 in a matter of a couple hours. In the last 2 days, Bitcoin has increased in value by over 20% and is trading currently at about $7,400 per one Bitcoin. But are we going to reach the next levels of $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 or $40,000, and when it's going to happen? Let's talk about that today. But first, the coin market cap today at $290 billion. We see 1,649 cryptocurrencies today. Not a lot of change for Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, but we do see Ethereum compared to USD dollar value is down by 4%, Ripple is down by 5%, Bitcoin Cash 4%. As you can see in the graph, you can also see the relative of other currencies for Bitcoin, and it's showing similar numbers as well. This market is highly correlated, and some of the currencies like Zencash experienced today 12% rise, Digibyte another 9% clocking out. That is awesome. Kin, the app Kin, 7.95%. And the biggest gainers and losers for today, we have D Corp Utility at 110%, Solaris at 104%, and over the last 7 days we have a whole bunch of currencies at triple-digit gain. So the main news of the day is that the hedge fund billionaire Marc Lasry is positive about Bitcoin touching $40,000, and this is a billionaire who is holding about $1.7 billion, and he said that about 1% of his portfolio, overall his family asset, he's invested into Bitcoin, which 1% of a billion, it's about, $16-20 million, which comparatively speaking for a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin with $125 billion market capitalization, it's not that much, but it's still a significant chunk. And when asked about his projections, and he regrets not buying Bitcoin sooner. He only got into Bitcoin 2 years ago and then went on keep buying on the dip since then, buying at about $5,000 to $7,500, and he is seeing Bitcoin is going to go to $20,000 to $40,000, which is in line with the predictions done by the 10x founder Julian Host, who is saying Bitcoin could touch $60,000 by end of 2018, which is of course possible, but not guaranteed, right? But it is awesome that we are seeing more and more billionaires investing and sharing some love for the Bitcoin community. Bitcoin is likely to bull and rally towards $8,000 because the average price jump over the last several months for Bitcoin from month to month was about $2,000. So starting out at about $6,000 not long ago in June, $6,000 to $8,000, so that's the $2,000 right there. So the last couple of days we've been seeing Bitcoin trading between 7,200 and 7,400. So we'll need more of a push from the volume standpoint for Bitcoin to reach the $8,000 level, and overall this is the psychological resistance. But since last night we've been recharged with the engines for this rally of $8,000. So that's what the technical analysis is showing us today, and the volume is increasing by 100% since its recent low, which was just four days ago, right? Bitcoin total volume of how it is being traded and hence in the 24-hour period was $2.92 billion, and today it reached the $5.9 billion, which is more than double the amount of volume that we've seen Bitcoin is changing hands just a couple of days ago. And on some exchanges like Bitfinex, we've seen a trading volume in an 8-hour window, highest ever during this price surge yesterday at $2.4 billion, right? And we are already just couple days into the week, we are already pretty much surpassing the volume of the entire full week if we are looking at the weekly charts. So that's very, very good things. We have a bunch of news coming into the market. We have the $6.3 trillion asset management firm BlackRock is put a team to explore how they're going to invest into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, which is a lot of money, obviously, right? They're not yet publicly said they're investing into Bitcoin crypto, but their consideration and their research into it is definitely big. Good news for the crypto space. We'll talk about Mastercards in just a second. We see Coinbase, in addition to the custody that they launched for the institutional investors, they're also acquired 3 firms and effectively allowing Coinbase to offer security tokens, which means they could list ICO tokens into Coinbase, which will lead to the increase of money that will be raised through ICOs in the United States, and that in returns will increase the amount of money that people will put into Bitcoin in order to buy and participate into the ICOs, because this is how the process is usually done. And the biggest news is, of course, the anticipated for the entire crypto community, the approval of the ETF, exchange traded fund for Bitcoin, from the Chicago Board Option Exchange, CBOE, that last year launched the future market. And you know, in mid-August, we are going to see a decision from the SEC to approve or not. If they're going to approve the SEC, then we could definitely see prices of Bitcoin skyrocket, as billions of new dollars will flow into the Bitcoin markets more easily from the institutional investors coming with the Bitcoin ETF. And similarly to launching the gold ETF back in the days, the gold skyrocketed, we can see something like that in Bitcoin. And this is one of the biggest news in the Bitcoin space that could lead to the next bull run and rally for Bitcoin. And as you know, it's very highly correlated with the entire crypto market space. So when Bitcoin is going up, all the other altcoins are following suit, and it overall increases the market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, which can turn into over $1 trillion when the next bull run will happen. So this is positive news. We have a very big bank, Goldman Sachs, is being appointed a new CEO, David Solomon, who is pro cryptocurrencies, and that's very good news, because this bank, you know, is one of the largest banks in the United States, and they're considering creating and working towards creating the crypto trading desk from Goldman Sachs. They have approximately $916 billion worth of assets. It's the 5th largest bank in the U.S. And that is more than 3 times as much as all the cryptocurrencies combined. That's how much assets they have. So, you know, being so pro crypto as a new CEO of the bank, they will definitely it's good for the entire crypto community what they are going to implement. And we are seeing the founder and CEO of venture capital fund Digital Currency Group, Barry Silbert, is claiming that Bitcoin has bottomed out. You know, in the last couple of days, when we've seen $5,700, the lowest, we've bottomed out, and he is bullish for the remainder of 2018. And in fact, he recently bought some more Bitcoin as well. And you know, while the BlackRock CEO says there is no institutional interest in crypto, he is saying that the Grayscale Invest, the company, in the first quarter of 2018 digital asset investment report published that 56% of the $250 million raised to date came from institutional investors. So overall, we do see more increase in the institutional investments, investment sector. You know, they're being interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So there's definitely a growing interest. That's why the Coinbase launched the Coinbase custody. So overall, it's again a good news for Bitcoin. And Jeremy Alaire, the CEO and co-founder of Circle, which is an app that you can use to buy and trade fiat to crypto, that was also present at the conference, reaffirmed the belief in the future of blockchain. This is a new infrastructure layer on the internet. It's going to replace what operating systems do. It is the future of the internet, and it's not just about the gold, right? But they don't believe in the whole amount of cryptocurrencies. They're just holding like 5 cryptocurrencies in their portfolio, and he's saying that 99% he thinks are going to zero. Well, I'm not necessarily agree with him, as there are a lot of valuable projects out there, as well as a lot of hype and a lot of promises that are not based yet on a developed adoption and developed code. But overall, it is easy to raise money through the ICO and develop those. You know, that's why we're seeing a flurry and like a flourishing of ICOs in 2018. Now we also had today U.S. Congress, and in this U.S. Congress, in this hearing, we have seen and expressed enthusiasm for cryptocurrency section and the blockchain and what it has to offer to the people, right? They're comparing it to the internet days, you know, when the internet launched, and the Daniel Gorfin from CFTC highlighted even though 80% of blockchain-related businesses are scams or go bankrupt, that it's essential to educate people over the technology and scenarios of scams. So that's why I'm here inside Bitcoin's Walls Club, and I'm doing my best to educate as many people as possible about the technology, about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies, about you know, all of this sector, because I believe it is so important to educate how to minimize risk and maximize profits in this space, and how to take advantage of this new technology that is taking the world by storm. And we also see Mastercard applying for a patent to speed up crypto payments and basically link fiat currencies to the crypto payments. So that's a good news again for the crypto space, as you know, it's basically saying that the giant Mastercard is saying that there's real value in the crypto payments, right? It's real transactions. It's not just like fiat transactions that are real value transactions. No, cryptocurrency transactions are real value transactions, and the fact they are having a patent pending to develop a new type of user account in which they'll be able to transact cryptocurrency back to a fiat currency, and providing all of their technologies and risk prevention and fraud prevention and debt prevention algorithms, and with Visa, with Mastercard, right? They'll be adding on top of that decentralized blockchain and cryptocurrency payments, right? So there is a way apparently to combine those two together, okay? Which is a very good thing. I personally would not mind using for the time being, you know, a Mastercard that will be linked directly in my choice for any particular cryptocurrency account that will do those conversions at real time, right? Well, that's exactly what they're working on. And finally, Litecoin founder, we have Charlie Lee, explains why he acquired 10%, almost 10% stake in the German bank, saying basically that in an attempt to be a chairman of this bank and be an influence decisions in this bank. You know, he's seeing the banking sector more adapting to the cryptocurrency and offering solutions, you know, for the crypto solution like debit cards, merchant processing, and he wants to see that with this bank that will create an effect on the other banks that will start creating more solution for the cryptocurrency sector. So those are pretty much all the news, the major news for today. The market is bullish and reacting to the market sentiment and the news rumors, so to speak, right? That the Bitcoin ETF might be approved by the SEC, which will mean a hell of a big deal for the crypto space. And because of that, the enthusiasm is high, and people are buying into Bitcoin because they don't want to miss out on this huge bull run that can happen when a lot of institutional investors are going to come into play and invest their billions of dollars into the Bitcoin and crypto technology. Right, so we're going to get you up to date with all the news up to the next several months and beyond that, and see when we're going to break this last all-time high for Bitcoin, which was just about $20,000 short on one day in December 2017. And will we see a break of that this year or next year? So we're going to see how the markets will react to that. Later on today, I'm going to be doing a live training on the Wealth 365 Summit and sharing my top strategies about how to trade cryptocurrencies profitably and share the secrets of cryptocurrency trading. So you can tune in, at 2 p.m. Eastern time for this live training. And if you are part of Bitcoin's Wealth Club, then you should be able to get an email about this and how to get into this training today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm looking forward to see you guys on the next live trainings.